this is going to be a weird one, or at least one that it might seem chaotic, but it is a combination of factors. Basically, I sat down a while ago when 17 released the new songs, and I was watching, I think, what, just three of the videos, and then I realized another one came out, and I realized, wait a minute. First of all, I quite enjoy the songs, and second of all, they're connected with the album. And then I realized, hold on, let's talk a little bit about this album. And as I was, filming actually and talking about the album, well, I realized I think I wanted that album, so I got it. Which meant that I again had to think about how to proceed, because I realized, you know what, I actually rather stop and the reaction can just wait. And I want to have the album because I really want to talk about it and I want to share the experience of this. But also, I then saw that they released a new song that it's called Headliner. It's a special video from the 18 mini album 17 Heaven. And yes, it's not connected with this one because this is 17, basically a compilation album. But I just wanted to kind of connect everything together because it was becoming quite chaotic and I wanted to talk about it because I'm quite happy. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start by looking at the music video, the special video of 17 called Headliner. I might cry, who knows? And afterwards, I want to talk fully about this album. I do want to say right off the bat, this might be chaotic. I had to head out in a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I really wanted to do this. So let's take a deep breath and let's just watch it. Already, I love me the cinematic editing. I really like the whole thing. So you already got me there. Oh, I understand. Okay, I get the vibes of the song, which I don't mind, by the way. This sensation of some songs that have this sort of closing movie time, Also, I like the fact that it's, film with real moments. It's not a music video per se as much as this footage. Yeah, you see already. It is wild to think about the fact that it's been 9 years. And listen, I'm not gonna lie and say, I was there from the beginning. I wasn't, but oh wow, that's lovely. Sorry. But still seeing just the last 5 years or so, wow. I do have to say, yes, am I biased? Of course. But if there's a group that I would actually pay to watch live, it's 17. I think they have enough of everything to do an amazing job live. So, if it ever happens, don't think so, but who knows? Also, it's weird to think about. Well, I don't know if I want to open the whole discussion now in regards to military service, because it is quite connected also with this album. So I don't know. I'm trying to calm down and think about what I want to say. This song, I know it's going to become one of those that at the end of the concert everybody's crying. I know. I can feel it. Because that's the thing, this song is for carrots. and it is connected with the anniversary. And again, the future that we don't know. Cute. Aww. The boys. Okay, having watched the video, it does kind of, I mean, it is as expected because, again, I think in combination with this album, what we're doing here, I think it's a sort of ending of the chapter of since they debuted and, you know, they've been actively working and we're heading into military service. And so the who knows what might happen. And this is something that I also do understand that it's a bit tricky if you're not used to it, if you're new to K-pop, or if you maybe come from a country where these things don't happen, because that's the whole aspects in regards to the military service. That anyway, it happens. It needs to happen because it's part of their culture and it's something that they're going to do. But we can also deny how that has an impact on the whole job as artists, as idols, because you don't know what's going to happen. And I feel that in many ways this is, I would say, in regards to other groups and what they have done before enlisting, before the enlistment begins, this is something that I quite appreciate. If anything, I think it is lovely. And I'm going to say this in the most, this is my own mindset, this is what I'm feeling, I don't know up to what point it's true or not. I think it's also in connection with generations and the way people confront things, and 17 is very particular in that aspect. Here's the thing, the oldest members of the group are Joshua, Jonghan and S-Coups, and they are actually from the year of 95, which is also my year, so they're my 95 boys. And I do think that in some way it is that generational thing that might have made them go, let's kind of close the chapter in their own particular way before we begin this whole enlistment thing. But it's not I mean, it is sad, of course, because you don't know what's going to happen. But I think it's more of a giving the deserving, you know, underlining and giving the deserve, pointing to everything that they have done until now, which is this. While I was watching the videos from the original songs that are in this album, I thought it was really interesting because we were seeing things that we know already. You know, they have the song that they all are doing together, which was very interesting. I thought also the music video was really nice. And then you have the music videos for all of the different units. And you kind of see, even in the most recent things that they have done, how we still have those groups. You know, the performance team is those boys. And yes, we're singing do so many things, but you still go back to the same point. They are they. They are trying new things, of course, but it's them. Similar with vocal unit as well as hip hop unit. They have done amazing songs, some of my absolute favorites, some bangers. And seeing that they change and they try new things and they play with things, but at the end of the day, it all goes back to them. And I think they might be one of those groups that, for how much they have done, I think at the end of the day, we can still go back to who they are. And I think they're very, maybe because of the history, I don't know if you have followed 17 for a long time or if you know a little bit about the history. They have gone through a lot, yeah, on the Pledis Entertainment, and a lot of the things that happened, also after Hype, a lot happened. And I do think in many ways what they have gone through, but also the way they are, straight up, it's a combination of factors, has led them to behave in a slightly different way, in a very particular way, which again might be also generational. And I think that, I don't know if I'm talking in circles probably, but the point is, I find that they are trying to kind of thank the fans, but also give credit to everything they have done. And I think this album, it's an example of that. This is everything we have done. We're also getting new stuff. There's also new things in here, but we are this. And regardless of what's going to happen, we had this, you know, we don't know, so many things might happen. So I think that's lovely, and I'm gonna stop talking so generically for a while, and I want to open this album with you just to show it to you, because I do think it's worth it. I am so happy that I got it. Let's start with something straight up. The price, I paid 60 euros for this. Of course, I live in Europe, so that's what I pay for, but I want to say it just because I want to be very honest about it. I don't think we should, you know, pretend as if some things don't cost money. If anything, I'm one of those people that I'm just going to buy things that I think are worth it and that I like. You know, this is one that when I heard it was a compilation album, I'm not going to deny this. At first, 50-50, I wasn't certain. Once I saw the track list, once I saw what's inside, and once I listened to the songs, and I was like, oh, I like all of the new ones and I love all of the old ones, it's a no-brainer in that case. But I do understand that everybody has their own opinion, everybody chooses what to buy and not with their own, you know, ideas. But for me, 60, it's not terrible. It's high, let's be honest. It's not a low price for an album. However, once again, considering the whole of it and considering the meaning that at least I'm putting behind it, it's worth it. So, straight up, hardcover. You know I love a hardcover because it's going to protect the goodies. I really think it's really interesting, this whole building, which I think it might be a little bit of a reference to something that sometimes K-pop does, which is when the company, you know, does well and they start to grow, there's this whole joke about helping constructing the company. It was a joke with SM Entertainment, for example, like, and SNSD was the one that built the elevators, and SHINee is the one that built a couple of floors, you know, that whole joke. And I think, I don't know if it is or not, it's kind of a funny thing to build literally a building with your work, but it's work that is very varied and very different and very unique. And that I also think it is lovely that even if you were there from the beginning, or like me, if you started here in the middle, it's nice to see, it's nice to see. So we have this beautiful cover, hardcover, that opens like this. Exactly. Hard. Trust me. These are the ones that are going to protect the goodies. And I love me this opening. I mean, oh, sorry, wait. It's falling. It opens like this, and I love that. It's so beautiful. So once you open it, I'm trying not to make everything fall. We have a lot of photo cards, and in theory this is a special album, and I was gifted a, yeah, here's the name, exclusive edition, includes one additional exclusive photo card, which I think you can tell which one it is because it's a little bit different, but it's fine. I'm not that huge fan of photo cards, but if you are, that's what this is. And then you have a lot of goodies in here. You have a lot of photo books and stuff. Now, first of all, also the base and this whole thing to cover it, to bring it all out without hurting the things. So nice. I'm so happy. Here in the back, of course, you have 17 the Best, as in a compilation, the names of all of the numbers, directed by Carrot, which is really cute. And this is a wild thing to read. For me, at least, I guess, I don't know, there's a whole other discussion in regards to how much K-pop has genuinely changed since I got into it, which was ages ago. Anyway, let's not talk about this. So we have all of these goodies, and we're gonna start with this one, which is, you know, like the front of the album, and we have the compilation. So I love that they kind of show you all of the albums that they have worked with, and that they have, you know, done, and all of the style as well as the main colors, which I think it's so nice. I don't know, the aesthetic of it all, I find it really cute, which of course it is the connection with the main songs that they take in. Of course, they take in the ones that I think that even if you know a Carrot, even if you're not like a fan of 17, you probably know more than one of those songs. And honestly, let's say it, now that we're here, great discography. Like that's actually one of the reasons why I got into 17. For me in particular, I got during, where is it? An ode. An ode was the moment that I said, yeah, there's something in here. And this is the moment when I started to also re-listening to all of the previous things, and I realized besides the songs that I already knew, I was like, oh, they have great songs. I think they are amazing. And onwards, here I am buying their albums and just really, really enjoying everything that they do. Next, we have this poster, which I think is really slick, and I think I like that. You know, sometimes a poster can look quite, I don't know, magazine-like, which is just a big picture, but I enjoy this one. First of all, because it is made with a material that is a little bit stronger, but also, I don't know, I quite enjoy this graphics. I like the colors as well. They're dressed in black and white, and I am quite biased, but yeah, I think that's a lovely thing. Follow up with the photo album. 17 is right here once again, all of the members, and we have of course the pictures of all of them looking amazing. And yeah, this is one of those things that if you really think about it, is one of those parts that I do think often not is funny to explain to people that are not into K-pop, because it's like, well, but why would you want a book just with the pictures? And first of all, I quite enjoy looking at pictures. I think there's a lot of cool styles, cool shots. Also, the outfits for me is important. It's like reading a fashion magazine for me. It's just an aesthetically pleasing thing to do, and I think they also work hard for this. There's actually one of the episodes, the OG episodes of Going 17, when they're doing their own Photoshop for their own magazine. And if we need to open the whole Going 17, I think, yeah, right now might be the moment. That is also a unique thing for 17. I think it's not just about once people start having their own YouTube and start creating the content, everybody was doing it. And yes, you have that. You have the moment, the right moment, but you also need the right people. And I think that's where 17 also is so unique. They just have this chemistry between each other, and they are just so compelling. And again, I don't know if it is just a generational thing that, you know, they are my age and I kind of vibe with them in many ways, but it's just entertaining. And I think that's a magical aspect of 17. And I also do think that they might have been reaching a point in which they are doing a lot, if it's unnecessary. And this is something that I think, I don't know if you know, there's these drag queens, very famous drag queens, that are called Trixie and Kashi, and they have a YouTube channel. And they also kind of blow up. It wasn't thought out. It was more like, everybody's doing things like that, let's just do something. And they just have chemistry. They are just funny people. There's just something that works and explodes. However, it tends to reach also a point in which, at least I feel, are you doing this because you actually want to, or just because you're riding the wave? There's nothing wrong with that. But I do feel that it reaches a point in which I start to wonder, how much are you actually having fun, and how much is still just, you know, one of those funny videos that we meet up to do, and how much it is we need to take, you know, the opportunity. We need to use this as much as we can. And I think that is something that with Going 17, it happened to me in the last year or so. I started to feel too much production, I guess. I'm sorry, it is my opinion. Of course, I still enjoy it. And also the OG episodes, that whole first season, no, maybe also the second one. Some of the most genuine laughs that I have had in the last couple of years have come from that. So I'm not, you know, denying how good they are, but, you know, there's something like I have been feeling. So anyway, back to the album. Now we have the lyric book. By the way, all of these have different colors. I think there's just one version of this album, but I might be wrong. Let me know. And yeah, you have the lyrics of all of the songs. Now, one thing though, this album has 2 CDs. Yes, they said, we're not only giving you one, we have 2. And this is because on the first one, we have the new songs. So Maestro, which is the song that they all did together, as well as the 3 songs from the 3 subunits. And then we have on that same CD, we have all of the Korean versions of the Japanese songs. And I have to say, Again, a personal opinion. I prefer the Japanese version, but that's mainly because phonetically, for me, Korean is quite hard to just pretend even to sing. So I kind of prefer Japanese to sing. It's just easier for me. And I also fell in love with them in that version. So for me, it's a bit hard sometimes to change because, neurodivergence. But anyway, they have the Korean version of all of this, which I think it's a lovely idea because instead of saying, oh, we just have compilation, not only do they give us new songs, but they give us the Korean official version of the Japanese releases. And I think that's an amazing idea. I think kudos for that, honestly. And then we have the second CD, which let me find the track list. And there you go, which is 20. Imagine having that many. I mean, 17 can, of course. 20 of the most famous songs, the main releases, the ones that, I think one of them, again, like me, for me was Fear. That's the moment that I know I'm into these people. Like, I'm here. But again, back from Fear and after Fear, bangers. I'm so happy with that discography. They're one of those groups that I can, without thinking it too much, say you can check them out and you're going to find a little bit of everything, and they're also going to have some surprises. There are some songs that I know in this track list. I'm talking about the discography of it all. That, it's nice to see it. It was nice for me, even as a fan, to listen to some things. So it is fun to say it and hoping that people also find that, oh, they play with things, they try new things. Anyway, next we have this postcard, I guess you can call it. I got Jonghan. Yeah, I imagine this is one of those that everybody might get different one. I have one of my 95 boys. And next we have this 3 lasting things. We have the grey one, which is where we have both cities, which, it's fine considering the whole case is quite hard. I'm okay with this type of, separation of the cities. I'm okay with that. I haven't played them from this. I need to. I really, really want to sit down and go through memory lane with the songs, but I haven't had the time yet. And next we have these 3, which are, I don't know if you can, kind of guess, but it is the 3 subunits. Basically, they did this amazing thing when they have the photo album with all of them, Maestro Vibes, and then we have the division of the subunits. So we have Hip Hop Team, also with the same style, but I like the fact that they are playing with the background for the difference. I can't speak. Anyway, you know what I mean. It is in the blue in the back, and so it is the green one then for performance unit. I think I'm speaking too much, I'm sorry. And then we have the pink one for the vocal unit, and yeah, that's 17. But of course, let's get into the photo cards, because they came with a lot of them. I guess as someone who's most groups that I like come from SM, I'm kind of used to having one photo card. So having all of this, I'm like, woo, that's nice. And I want to show you from the back, because as you can see, we have most of them which are gray. Then we have 2, this lilac. No, that's not lilac. That's a pale blue. And then we have a purple one. I'm going to guess that this is the extra one, but I don't know. Anyway, we have all of the boys really on the gray ones. And then we have the 2 colorful ones. And then we have the 3rd one, the special one. And again, I don't have any particular interest in collecting photo cards. I have the ones that I have gotten with the albums, and that's it. But if you're interested, if you're a person that likes to not only get them, but also use them for phone case or things like that, I think this is one of those cases where this is something really nice. Because again, some companies really don't like to give things. And yeah, that was Alvin Till's album. Now, again, for me personally, a big part of this album is the connection and the, thoughts that I am adding to it, because I wasn't there when they choose all of these things. I wasn't there knowing exactly the meaning behind all of it. I'm not denying they might have talked about it in one of the videos, could be, possibly, but I haven't been following much of it because I don't have the genuine time to do it. But in any case, basing it on my vibes, I am really happy with this album, and mainly I'm quite happy with the idea of, regardless of what happens in the future, regardless of what might come from the boys and what they want to do during or after military service, I think if there's one thing that I feel that they might understand a little bit better, and this is one of the proofs of it, and one of the reasons why I bought the album, is that what might happen doesn't deny everything that they have done, everything that they went through, everything they have accomplished since then, all of the things that we might never know about their private lives that happened to them, that we absolutely need to respect that, but the things that they did share with us, all of this journey of the things of since they came out, all of the things that happen, and once they start to grow, and once they start to, you know, be more well known and be more respected, and the way in which we also came to love them. For me, for example, besides fear, it was also seeing them in Knowing Bros. That was the moment that I was like, they are insanely funny, and that kind of made me fall in love with them. And that's never going to be denied by whether they choose to keep on going after enlistment or not, after so many things might happen. So this is a way to say 17 is right here. It's going to stay here regardless of what happens. And I think sometimes, especially now with everything happening in the world and seeing a lot of the things about the industry, again, the changes that have happened in the industry are wild. At the end of the day, if you enjoy the journey, and if you were able to at least showcase yourself in the artistic way that I think they have done, I think they have shared how incredibly talented they are and how willing they are to try new things and to play and not take themselves so seriously at times in an industry that often not wants to be so serious about things that I don't think they should. They have proven that you can just be yourself and be creative and come out in a way that shows who you are. And the industry might be harsh, absolutely, but also they had each other, and it is because of that that they were also able to share with us all of this, and that's going to stay here, both physically in the album but also in the experience that we all had with 17. And I think that's lovely. I'm really happy with that. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this album was because of all of those feelings. And if you can, absolutely buy it. If you cannot, it's fine. It's fine. This is just an object to kind of point out this whole thing. The reality is, if you enjoy it, if you're having fun with it, that's enough. Enjoy it, leave it while it is there. And if you want to go back and, you know, listen to the old songs, that's also fine. You might find some bangers. You might find that you like them more than you thought you would. Or you might find, well, no, I actually just like some of them. And that's also fine. I think I just hope that people enjoy the things a little bit more instead of focusing so much on, you know, the negative aspects, as well as the, you know, all of the issues that, yes, we can talk to and we should to make things better, but we might forget that we're just humans and trying to share creative things and trying to, you know, just go through life, I guess, at this point. So yeah, that was my reaction to the special video from 17, as well as this amazing album. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. Let me know, when did you got into 17? What was the song? What was the comeback that made you go, oh, we're into something here? And overall, just let me know what you think about 17. I would love to know. In any case, have a good day. Bye.